Welcome to Roof It Up. This is a podcast about innovators, entrepreneurs, business leaders, and their stories about the course they took by Saenz Global.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to today's Roof It Up podcast. I know the name, the title has to do with roofs, but we're not just talking about roofs here on our podcast. We actually are bringing on some of the top leaders in the nation to just share their story, to share information that is hopefully super encouraging to you as an owner, an entrepreneur, and so much more. And today I'm super excited to have someone. When they said yes to our podcast, I'm not going to say I kind of freaked out a little bit. I was like, what? Yes, so excited. So I know you guys, this is going to be a really great podcast for all of you listening. Super excited to have Austin with us. I'm actually going to let him introduce himself, like full name, Austin. If you could tell us a little bit about, like the first question that I have for Austin is, Austin, can you tell us a little about yourself and what you do? So Austin, I'm going to kind of let you jump in and take it from there. Guys, listen up. This guy is incredible.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here on Roof It Up. Let's talk about some growth today and just what you guys are doing there. So love the impact that you're making. So my name is Austin Netzley. As you mentioned, I run a company called 2X. We work with 6- and 7-figure business owners all across the world to help them turn their business into a consistent, predictable machine so that they can get what they really want out of business: the growth, the time freedom, the impact that they want to make, have the team and people around them. And really, ultimately, our job is to try and make the life as you grow a successful business much easier. So we focus a lot on operational excellence and systems and having the right simple strategies so that you can really scale to the next level. And we guide people and support them one-on-one to help make that happen. So that's a little bit about what we do. I've been in business for 4 years with this company. I've had other successful businesses and have led to kind of what I'm doing now so that we can make the impact that I want to make. And it's pretty cool to work with amazing people like you to see that impact and to see that ripple effect that has on so many people. So if you run a business, we can talk a little bit about how to grow that. Yeah.
So the reason, Austin just shared some about himself there, but literally the reason I was super stoked to have Austin. First, he's an author of a book, which is super good. Like I've read it twice. I've had my team read it, and I'll actually have him talk a little bit about that as well on the podcast. But we are in his program, a Saenz Global. We're actually in his 2X program, and it has been game changing for our company. So super pumped. Like, he's created this amazing organization that is literally impacting business owners' lives. It's impacted my life, our CEO's life, and our whole team's life. So super excited to have you here. And I'm so thankful that you decided to build this business. And I guess that's my next question for you. So like, Austin, what factor in your life, how do you decide to go in this avenue in your career? Like, to go, okay, I'm going to launch this business and it's going to be focused on coaching. What triggered you to do that?
I started out as an engineer in the corporate world, and I came back from my degree was mechanical engineering, and I was in this management development program. I had this vision of becoming a CEO of a large company, and I started to work my way up the ladder, and I was working through that process, and I realized I'm not really jealous of anybody that was well ahead of me, like with all my managers, mentors, and I was like, there has to be another way, and I started to learn about that other way of, starting my own small business and, more making it designed around what I want. And then I started a company, had some success with that, but burnt out and had another business. And I was like, what do I really want? What's missing in all of the things? My first company was a day trading company. So working for a big oil company as an engineer and then doing day trading. These were great and lucrative, but they didn't have a contribution element. And I really needed that contribution element. I needed to feel like I was making an impact, that I was leaving a legacy, that I was doing these things. Mm-hmm. So I knew something that I designed in the future would include that. And also the second piece of it is I feel like I was put on this earth to lead leaders. Like, I've always found myself in leadership positions and specifically really appealing to other leaders to help support them. And the gap that we're filling in the marketplace is related to, operational excellence and working with entrepreneurs who are smart and successful and have already had some success. But we know that if we bring our greatness and the operational excellence piece, there's going to be so much more that they can do that I get to fill up all my buckets of working with amazing people that are growth oriented, having a major contribution element, staying in my zone of genius, learning and growing every single day. So it's like ultimately designed that perfect situation that I want with amazing people on my team that I get to work with every day and I learn from and have fun with. So it's just like whatever you want to design, go and design that. And your business can be a vehicle to help get you to that vision. And that's what we help people do. And that's what I've done myself. So I would say it's a culmination of those elements.
Okay, I love it. First of all, it explains a lot. When you read his book, and also when you just hear Austin speak and like coaching and all these other things, you're like, the man is brilliant. There has to be something else. And now that you told me that your background is engineering, I'm like, that totally makes sense. Yeah. You're genius. So very cool.
It's really interesting, like the methodology of how we talk about growing a business. It's an engineering approach. Like it's a very much an engineering methodology to scale of, hey, we really got to have, again, operational excellence. We got to know our numbers. We want to do things in a very sequential order. We've got to take into account all the factors. We've got to, understand risk, but do so in a smart way. We're going to keep things simple. Like everything is really comes from that foundation, but we don't talk about that very much. So now you know.
No, like I love it. Like it completely makes sense now, because one of the things that I love about the 2X program is that it's not fluff. Right? So like there's a lot of coaching programs out there that is like a lot of fluff, a lot of feelings, but there's not hardcore data and there's not hardcore the numbers don't lie. And so really as an owner, you need to, yes, like feelings and emotions are all important, they're part of life, but really numbers don't lie. That's really what's going to guide your path and where you want to go, like profit wise and all those things. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about being in your program for our company. And that now all makes sense. I'm like, okay, this all makes sense. I'm like, I was like, I bet you he took some like intense mastermind with like, I was just trying to figure out like, how did he invent this? Right. So this all makes sense now, like you're an engineering mind. And so I love it because it's so straightforward. It's literally a formula for success. You got to put in your grit, you got to put in your work, right? But you guys lead us with actual data, you guide and direct. And so it's so solid. So that totally makes sense. I love how you kind of mentioned here that we're able to make this life, like I think all of us at some point in life thought, okay, the only way to really have success, right? We were trained you go to college, you get a career, which is great. These are all really good tools. They're fundamental. They're really exceptional, right? But then you go and you work for someone and then you get the 401k and then you retire. And then that's like, you get the clap at the end of your career and you get a cake, right? And that's kind of what you lived for, right? Mm-hmm. And I love how you're like, no, like I knew there was something else out there. And I love how you're like, I love training. I like training leaders. And I think, you're a huge example of how you could truly have the things that drive you, that you're passionate about, and create something that is really leaving a legacy, but also impacting lives. And it's not just a traditional method that we have to, success, if that makes sense. I love that. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that your engineer background. Now it completely all makes sense to me. I love it. So cool. Okay. So what are like the best resources that have helped you, both as a business owner, in making decisions for your company and all of those? Like, what are resources that have really, really helped you in your walk?
Yeah. At first, it was reading every book imaginable. Like I was just devouring every book, and as a result, I knew someday I would write my own books. And I've got 2 books out. One of which is called From 6 to 7 Figures, or technically 3. One was an updated book, but that's the book that you referenced earlier. Again, a lot of our audience is at multiple 6 figures trying to get to 7 figures. So we show them the path to do that, and hopefully do that in the easiest way. So I started to read every single book. But then the second piece, and the one that's been even more important, is to hire coaches and mentors to take the shortcut. Because at the beginning of my career, I was trying to read books and figure it all out myself. And I was like, all right, that's great for one level of success, but there's a faster way. It costs more money, but it makes you a heck of a lot more money, So hiring mentors and coaches, again, is the shortcut to success. So even now, this year, I've invested more into coaches. I always have multiple coaches at any given time, because I know that, hey, some of them are not great, and I've invested into a lot of coaches and programs that were not worth it at all. I lost a lot of money on those, but the ones that are true vetted, trusted resources, they have saved me literally years of time and so much heartache, and let alone hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So that's the shortcut, and like that's what we do now, and like we recommend having multiple coaches and getting the support so that you can take the shortcut as well.
So if you're listening to this and you're like, you know what, I want to grow. I want I want to grow. Everyone wants to grow most of the time, right? If you're a business owner, you want to grow. And then you're like, I need to get into coaching. And let's say you're in the 6-figure mark, right? And you want to get 7 figures or even more. Like 100%. I am not just saying this because you're here. 100% recommend 2X. Like it is. When I first saw, obviously it's a hefty investment, especially for like a company that was started at our size, right? So we're like, oh my gosh, but the ROI is so well worth it, right? So guys, like for our personal testimony on our company, we have, I don't even know, it was like 120%. Like we've grown in like just a period of a few months with 2X, and it's truly the shortcut. It's like it's almost like you guys are the GPS, right? Instead of me just using like some written out like direction that someone gave me. It's like, you're the GPS. I can see what's ahead of me, what's coming. And then also, I don't know, just like 100% like investing in coaches. And like you said, like sometimes people don't know what coaches to invest in. If you're on the fence and you're like, I really don't know, like totally look into 2X because testimonial for Saenz Global, for myself, for our team, it has been the most valuable thing that we've done in our company. And so I just want to commend you, Austin, for, creating a program that's actually well worth the money. Actually, it's worth way more than what we pay. And we were like, that's a lot of money, right? And we're like, okay, no, this is worth a lot more money. So, yeah.
Well, I want to actually give you the acknowledgement right back, because you and the team, again, are so amazing to work with, because you don't act like you have all the answers. You're looking for support and guidance, and you take the actions on the things that we do. And as a result, you guys have grown. Your monthly run rate has grown by more than triple. Like you were more than 3x of where you were, which is awesome. Like the first goal that we want to get to is doubling. You guys blew past that. I've already tripled. And again, it's just the foundation. And we're doing so hopefully in the proper way that those new highs become the new lows. And that's the baseline. We just go up and up and up from there, one step at a time. So it's not a short-term overnight hack. It's a lot of work. And like you said, you got to bring the grit and hustle to implement the stuff. And that's what you guys have done. And together we make a great team.
Yeah, no, I love it. And also too, sometimes entrepreneurship gets really lonely, right? So as an owner, it gets really lonely. And you might have someone on your team that, like I have Maria, for example, on our team, and that I can kind of share everything that's going on in my thoughts, all that stuff. But sometimes if you're alone and you only have a team that's, supporting you, you don't have anyone to talk to. That's one thing that I love about 2X, that I can just like go to the coach. I can go and just like kind of blur out everything that I'm thinking, my fears, worries, anything like that. And then just getting like really not just fluff again, because I'm not a huge fan of fluff whatsoever. Not like, it's okay, you're gonna do it, but like giving me back the vision of like, look how far you've come. Let's look at the data. Like the data is giving us the numbers. The data is giving us facts. And just kind of going back to fact-driven, data-driven reminds you of like the true reality. And so I don't know, it's a huge, huge return on investment 2X. So again, not just saying this because he's here, Austin, the founder, but truly as a student of the program, 100% guys, like this is well worth it. Cool. Awesome. All right. So what is the common myth about your profession that you want to debunk?
The big one is that I just need more leads as the focus for growth. So again, we work with successful 6- and 7-figure businesses that are looking to get to the next level. And so many people think, hey, to really grow, I need more leads. And their marketing is like, that's the biggest thing. And they follow the marketing gurus and they try to do, but like what that does is it adds more work. They're not taking into account time. They're not taking into account profits. They're focusing on the short term, and they're not really building that machine. But like we take an opposite approach. We start with the back end of, are we making raving fan clients? If so, raving fan clients stay with us longer. They pay us more. They're more profitable. They're easier to work with. They refer other people our way. They buy more and new products. Like it changes everything if we've got raving fan fulfillment, and it makes sales easier. It makes marketing easier. We get, more leads. The value of each customer is worth more. So you can spend a lot more on the marketing side, yada, yada. So everything really comes full circle, whereas the marketing gurus out there are just focusing on one small piece. So we are really on a mission to debunk that there's a better, simpler, more strategic way to run and grow a business. And a lot of it is through the proper strategy and operational excellence.
100%. Like we actually even see that in our own business, right? We obviously work with roofers, and roofers, a lot of like, we want to get to the next, few million or hit the 12 million. And a lot of times, or even if they're, trying to hit 3, 4, 5 million, and they're like, we just need more marketing. We need more. They're spending all of this money on marketing. And then we're internally like, maybe going to work with them. And we're like, all right, let's look inside. And it's an absolute disaster. So like they can't sustain all of the leads that are coming in. So they're over promising, under delivering, because they don't have systems and procedures. They don't have facts. They don't have data. They don't have all these things to keep really happy clients from beginning to end. So again, really selling them out like, yeah, we're going to take care of you. But then when you look inside, it's a train mat, like a train. It's a disaster, like a train trash exploded. It's like horrendous. And so what we love to do, right, is to come in and to be a piece of the chaos, to come alongside roofers that really want to, again, implement being successful just as great as they look on the outside, just to be even more successful on the inside. Because like what you said, the experience just is elevated for the client, and the client's going to be your biggest raving fan, and they're going to speak so highly of you. Your reviews go up, all of these things happen. And then it's easier for your team because you're just replicating the same thing over and over again, and just like keeping things really organized. So that's what we've seen for our roofers. And this is 100% true, even in our own company, where like, it's not really about the leads. It's about how well and successfully take care of our clients. And they are big, and all that. And we've learned that through your program. So true. Totally good message there. Again, so good. So I love that debunk. Okay. So what are the most important lessons that you've learned owning your own business? So give me like 1 or 2.
I'll summarize it down to one statement, which is everything that you want to achieve is possible on the other side of product market fit and operational excellence. So let me break that down. Like if you want more time freedom from your business and like start working 30-hour work weeks instead of 55, well, you need operational excellence. You need the proper team and systems in place so that things can more effectively run without you. And that can like free up time and give you that freedom back. If you want more profits, same thing. If you want, and you need a better strategy and approach to do that. If you want to grow to the next level, you need both of those things, product market fit and operational excellence. And product market fit is something that a lot of people actually don't achieve. You can even have a multi-million-dollar business, but not achieve that. But if you're never effectively getting traction in your marketing and sales, that means that you don't have true product market fit. Most people go too broad in who they're serving and too broad in how they're serving them. And as a result, like they grow through muscle and grit. But like what we've worked on with people like you guys is like to get more clear and narrow of exactly who are you working with. And what is that irresistible offer, and keeping things really simple so that we've got true product market fit. So we've got a lot of systems and strategies related to that piece. And then so much of the systems and strategies that we have are related to operational excellence. Because if you have true operational excellence, again, then things are humming. Things are clear. You know where to focus your attention. Your team is producing a really good result. So if we have both of those things combined together, you have a recipe for a very, very successful business and whatever you want to achieve as your vision. Again, whether that's big growth, big money, time freedom, big impact, a combination of all the above, which most people have. So again, it comes through those two things.
Love it. So it's so real. Like we have experienced this. Like it is like a lot of times people are like, we need to offer everything and we need to, do everything. And that's how we're going to be able to accomplish the goals and all these things. But what you said is like keeping it simple. And I don't know, it's incredible because again, the formula that you guys have put together for us business owners to succeed and just like follow and help us guide us through that path and journey is 100% so true. Like it's so good. We've seen it in our own business. Like I said, like it's just crazy. I won't say numbers here, but it's been crazy for us for sure. If you could just share, like, what's your ideal avatar for your client?
The ideal person that we want to work with is a high 6 or 7 figure service-based business that knows that they can get to the next level, but doesn't have, again, either true product market fit so that means traction with your sales and marketing and or operational excellence. So many people that come to us have, like you were talking earlier, of like when you get in there, things are a mess operationally, a mess with their team list, mess with their time, mess with their numbers. We help come in, really streamline the business so that it's much more efficient, effective, and consistent so that we can scale to the next level. So for instance, we worked with a roofing company and helped them go from 3 million to 5 million to 8 million to beyond very consistently and controllably by doing exactly what we're talking about here a little bit. So if you are between $500,000 per year in revenue up to about $5 million per year in revenue, we would love to chat and see if we can work with you. Again, we work hands-on, one-on-one with you and your team to help guide you week by week on the key strategies and systems that you need to implement to help get a much more effective and fast-growing business. So you can find us at 2x.co. That's 2x.co, and see a little bit more about our program and who we work with. Again, service-based businesses up to about 5 million. And we want to take you to that $10 million mark. And then, from there, send you on your way with a great, consistent, fast-growing business machine. And that's a little bit about how we can help.
Love it. And seriously, one of the best things about it too is the constant accountability, right? So everyone needs accountability. And so being able to meet with your coach on a weekly basis, and just helping you keep accountable. And obviously every conversation we're, doing some homework that we need to do. It just really makes you better as an owner and also a better leader for your team. So super excited. Austin, again, I cannot rave enough, like how thankful we are for 2X. So thankful that you decided in your journey that you're like, you know what, there's something more to this journey, and I'm going to go ahead and take the risk and take the leap and do it, because you literally are impacting lives. I know for our team of 41, you have literally transformed our lives, and so we're so thankful for leaders like you that take that risk, take that leap, and do it scared and build an incredible organization helping other leaders. So from the bottom of our heart here at Saenz Global, we are super thankful for you. And yeah, thanks so much for being on our podcast, guys. Check out. And also, did you mention your book again one more time?
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, it's from 6 to 7 figures. And even if you're at low 7 figures, which a lot of you probably are, this book is very much applicable because it's going to talk about the proper approach and order to things. It's going to talk about simplifying down. It's going to get your team more clear and aligned, and operational excellence and systems and numbers. Some of the more boring things that will absolutely change your life. And again, we'd love to do that. So from 6 to 7 figures, that's available for free at 2x.co/book. That you can check that out. Again, simple site, 2x.co. We'd love to support in any way.
Love it. I'll put it in our comments and everything too as well, the book, everything. So if you're listening and you're like, wait, I need to remember that, just come back and it'll be written right in the bottom so you can check it out. Austin, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate you so much. And yeah, thanks so much. All right, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye.